I've been married to my wife for 20 years. We have two kids, a 17-year-old son and a 6-year-old daughter. Our life wasn't perfect, but I thought we were solid. I thought we were a team. I was wrong. Right before New Year, she cheated on me with her ex. Yeah, the guy she dated before me. He found her on social media, slid into her DMs, and, well, you can guess the rest. I found out the next day. It wasn't some dramatic discovery, no hidden texts or suspicious behavior. She just told me. Well, not exactly. She slipped up, and when I pressed her, it all came out. The guy? He freaked out when he realized I knew. He blocked her, disappeared, and basically acted like a coward. I guess he didn't want to deal with the fallout. Meanwhile, I was left holding the pieces of my shattered life. I didn't ruin the new year for the family. I kept it together. I put on a smile, celebrated with the kids, and tried to pretend everything was normal. But inside, I was dying. Every second felt like an eternity. I kept replaying the conversation in my head, trying to make sense of it. How could she do this to me? To us? To our family? After the holidays, I confronted her. I needed answers. I needed her to explain why she threw away everything we built. But her reaction? It was worse than the betrayal itself. She blamed me. She said I wasn't giving her enough attention, that I was too focused on work, that I didn't make her feel loved. She twisted it all around and made it my fault. And the worst part? She showed almost no remorse, no real apology, no begging for forgiveness, just cold, detached excuses. She said whatever she wanted, not caring how much it hurt me. She didn't even try to understand my pain. It was like she didn't care at all. It's been 5 months since that day, and I still can't describe how much it hurts. The betrayal, the blame, the way she looked at me like I was the problem. It's like a knife in my chest. And every time I think about it, the knife twists deeper. I tried to make it work. I really did. I stayed in the house, slept on the couch, and tried to keep things normal for the kids. But every day was a battle. Every time I looked at her, I saw the betrayal. Every time she spoke, I heard the excuses. I felt like I was drowning, and no matter how hard I tried, I couldn't come up for air. In early May, I finally left. I couldn't take it anymore. I packed a bag, told the kids I needed some time to figure things out, and walked out the door. It was the hardest thing I've ever done. My daughter cried. My son just stared at me, confused and angry. And my wife? She didn't say a word. For the first 2 weeks, she didn't reach out. Not a call, not a text, nothing. It was like she didn't care that I was gone. But then, out of nowhere, she started apologizing. She said she wanted to fix things, to bring back the love we used to have. She even cried a little, which surprised me. But it was too late. The damage was done. I still love her. I hate admitting it, but it's true. She's the only woman I've ever loved. But I know I can't fully forgive her. I can't forget what she did. And I can't forget how she made me feel. Like I was nothing. Like our marriage was nothing. I've thought about ending it all. More times than I care to admit. The pain is just too much sometimes. But then, I think about my kids. My son, who's about to graduate high school. My daughter, who still needs her dad. They're the only thing keeping me going. Now my daughter cries because she misses me. She calls me every night, begging me to come home. It's tearing me apart even more. Every time I hear her voice, I feel like my heart is being ripped out of my chest. Every day I think about the betrayal, the lies, the excuses. I'm filled with pain and anger. I want revenge on the guy she cheated with. I know it's not healthy, but I can't help it. I want him to feel even a fraction of the pain I'm feeling. I know I'll get to him someday. I know I need to divorce her. I know it's the right thing to do. But I don't want to lose my family. I don't want to hurt my kids more than they've already been hurt. I feel like my life is just stuck. Like I'm trapped in this endless cycle of pain and anger, and I don't know how to break free. I had just left the house. My wife had started apologizing and saying she wanted to fix things, but I couldn't bring myself to forgive her. The pain was too fresh, the betrayal too deep. I was stuck in this cycle of anger, sadness, and guilt. guilt for leaving my kids, guilt for still loving her, guilt for not being able to just move on. The first few weeks after I left were hell. My daughter called me every night, crying and asking when I was coming home. My son, who's usually quiet and reserved, started acting out. He got into a fight at school, and when I asked him why, he just said, "I don't know." But I knew. He was angry at me, at his mom, at the whole situation, and honestly, I didn't blame him. My wife kept reaching out, begging me to come back. She said she was sorry, that she made a mistake, that she wanted to fix things. But every time I talked to her, all I could think about was the way she blamed me for her cheating, the way she made me feel like I was the problem. I couldn't trust her anymore. I couldn't trust myself to be around her without losing it. I started therapy. It was one of the hardest decisions I've ever made, but it's also one of the best. My therapist helped me see that I wasn't just grieving the loss of my marriage. I was grieving the loss of the life I thought I had, the life I thought we were building together. She also helped me realize that I needed to focus on myself and my kids, not on revenge or trying to fix something that was broken beyond repair. Speaking of revenge, I'll admit, I still think about the guy she cheated with. I've even driven past his house a few times, just sitting in my car, staring at his front door. I wanted to confront him, to make him feel even a fraction of the pain I was feeling, but I didn't. My therapist talked me out of it, and so did my best friend. "He's not worth it," they both said. And they're right. He's not. But here's the thing. While I was busy trying to figure out how to move on, life kept moving. My son started applying to colleges. My daughter learned how to ride a bike. And me? I started to heal. Slowly, painfully, but surely. Then something unexpected happened. I met someone. Her name is Sarah. We crossed paths at a coffee shop near my new apartment. She's a teacher, divorced, and has a kid around my daughter's age. We started talking and it just clicked. She's kind, funny, and doesn't make me feel like I'm carrying the weight of the world on my shoulders. The first time we went out, I was a nervous wreck. I hadn't been on a date in over 20 years, and I felt like I didn't even know how to act. But Sarah made it easy. We talked for hours, and for the first time in months, I felt normal. Like, I wasn't just the guy whose wife cheated on him. It's not serious yet, and I'm not rushing into anything. I'm still figuring out how to co-parent with my ex, and I'm still dealing with the fallout from everything that happened. But meeting Sarah has made me realize that life doesn't have to stop because of what happened, that there's still hope for happiness, even after everything. My wife? She's still trying to fix things. She texts me almost every day, saying she misses me, that she wants to try again. And part of me still loves her. I probably always will. But I know I can't go back. I can't forget what she did, and I can't trust her the way I used to. As for the kids, they're adjusting. My daughter still asks when I'm coming home, but she's starting to understand that things are different now. My son and I have started talking more. And while it's not perfect, it's progress. I'm not going to lie, I'm still hurt. I still think about the betrayal, the lies, the excuses. But it doesn't consume me like it used to. I'm starting to see a future for myself. One where I'm not defined by what happened. One where I can be happy again. Things were still new, and I was cautiously optimistic. I was also still dealing with the fallout from my marriage, co-parenting with my ex, trying to rebuild my relationship with my kids, and figuring out how to move on from the betrayal. Sarah and I took things slow. We went on dates, talked for hours, and just enjoyed each other's company. She never pushed me to open up about what happened with my ex, but when I did, she listened without judgment. She didn't try to fix me or tell me how to feel. She just let me be me, and that meant more than I can say. But it wasn't all smooth sailing. There were times when the pain of the past would creep back in. I'd have days where I couldn't stop thinking about what my ex did, where the anger and hurt felt as fresh as the day I found out. On those days, Sarah would remind me that it's okay to not be okay. She'd sit with me, hold my hand, and let me feel whatever I needed to feel. My relationship with my kids also started to improve. My daughter stopped crying every night and started adjusting to the new normal. She'd call me to tell me about her day at school or to show me a drawing she made. My son and I started having real conversations about college, about life, about how he was feeling. It wasn't perfect, but it was progress. My ex, on the other hand, didn't make things easy. She kept trying to get me to come back, saying she'd changed, that she wanted to fix things. But every time I talked to her, I was reminded of why I left. The blame, the excuses, the lack of remorse, it was all still there. I realized that no matter how much she apologized, she couldn't undo what she'd done, and I couldn't keep letting her drag me back into the past. I filed for divorce. It was one of the hardest decisions I've ever made, but it was also the right one. The process was messy and emotional, but once it was over, I felt a sense of relief I hadn't felt in months. It was like a weight had been lifted off my shoulders. Sarah was there for me through it all. She never tried to replace my ex or act like she was the solution to my problems. She was just there, and that's exactly what I needed. As time went on, I started to feel like myself again. I started to laugh more, to enjoy the little things, to look forward to the future instead of dreading it. I even started working out again, something I hadn't done in years. It felt good to take care of myself, to focus on my own happiness for once. Then, one day, something happened that made me realize just how far I'd come. I ran into the guy my ex cheated with. I was at the grocery store, and there he was, standing in the cereal aisle. For a moment, I froze. All the anger, the pain, the desire for revenge came rushing back. But then, something unexpected happened. I didn't feel anything. No anger, no hate, nothing. I just didn't care. I walked right past him, grabbed the box of cereal I needed, and went on with my day. It was such a small thing, but it felt huge. It was like I'd finally let go of the hold he and my ex had on me. Now, here's where things stand. Sarah and I are still together. It's been over a year, and I can honestly say she's the best thing that's happened to me in a long time. She's not a replacement for my ex. She's something entirely different. Something better. My kids are doing well. My son got into college, and my daughter's thriving in school. We've found a new rhythm as a family, and while it's not the same as before, it's still good. My ex and I are civil. We're not friends, but we're able to co-parent without tearing each other apart. And honestly, that's enough. I'm not going to lie. There are still days when the pain of the past creeps back in, but those days are fewer and farther between. I've learned that healing isn't linear, and that's okay. What matters is that I'm moving forward.